Hello, Amber Ludwig here, your online business development expert. And today we have a great question for the Authentic Leader Q&A, and it comes from Diane.
Hi, Amber. This is Diane Flershinger, holdingthedooropen.com. You created my incredible website. I have a question for you. I've been a mouse in a maze for about a year and a half, running down the maze, smacking into those big black lines, dead ending, turning around, going the other direction. If you were in my shoes, what would you do about that? Would you just keep running? Would you think that there's perhaps some lesson there that needs to be learned? Or how would you view that? And actually, I'm not the only person that's experiencing this right now. So I'm not even just asking for myself. I think so much of you, and anything that you would have to say about this topic would just be wonderful for me to hear and to let other people know that are in a similar situation. Thanks. Bye bye now.
I love this question because isn't that how so many people feel right now? Isn't that how you feel right now? I mean, watching this right now, that we're just a mouse in a maze and we're running and hitting up against walls and changing directions. I mean, creating an online business is tough stuff. The competition is high. Distraction has never been higher, so now people can't even focus on what you're doing or to even see how you're different. As an online business owner, your job has never been more challenging than it is right now, and I think it's only going to continue to get more challenging. I don't want this to scare you. I want this to excite you, because before, we could slap up a website and get sales, and the marketing copy wasn't good. We didn't have a solid foundation for our website or our business. And now we're being forced into doing the right things from the very beginning. And is it going to be a little bit more of an investment for you, time, money, and energy wise? It is. But if you're in this for the long haul, then it shouldn't matter anyway. You should want to do it right from the beginning. And there are lots of factors that can contribute to this whole mouse in a maze feeling. And so I'm going to go into detail today, and I'm going to cover those, and you can see what rings true for you. And I would love for you to make a comment below so we can continue this discussion and make sure that you're getting the support and advice that you need in order to propel your business forward. One of the biggest reasons that you're not getting the results that you think you deserve or that you ultimately want is because there's no clarity. Believe it or not, it might not even be because of social media or blogging or marketing. It could just be because you're not clear. And this is a harsh reality that we all have to face. And if you don't know if you're clear or not, it's time to survey your audience. And here's what I mean by absolute clarity. This is a must in your business. First of all, what's your core message? If you had to sum up what you stand for and what you believe in a single sentence, what would it be? And if you can't answer that, like most people can't, right? Because you're like, oh, I'm doing this to help people, and I'm doing this because, I believe in peace, and I believe in, feeling better and having better relationships. It's not clear. If you cannot sum it up in a single sentence, what you do and what you stand for, it's not clear to anybody else. And the number one reason that people leave your website, it's not because of your design. It's not because you didn't pick the perfect social media icons. It's because they don't get what you do and who you do it for. So first, you have to get crystal clear on what your core message is. Then you have to get crystal clear on who you're marketing to. And this is a massive one, because most people, if I were to ask you right now, who are you marketing to? You'd probably say something like, oh, well, men and women between 30 and 55, and uh, that's a range. That means that you're marketing to a whole audience. And when you market to an entire audience, your message gets diluted because you're trying to be all things to all of those people all at the same time, right? Instead, what I would encourage you to do is market to one person. One person. A lot of people call this a client avatar. And this is important work that you have to do in the very beginning. I have taken it one step further. Instead of saying that I market to a 30-year-old woman who has 2 kids and has some college, is an online entrepreneur just getting started, instead of just identifying what that person is, I go further, much further, and I start talking about what is that person feeling? What is that person's name? So, for example, my client avatar is a woman named Heather. And I know the emotions that Heather is experiencing all day long. From first thing in the morning when she's feeling like the alarm clock goes off and she's not ready to get up for the day. She doesn't have that spring in her step. She's not miserable or depressed, but what she's feeling is uncertain. She's feeling a little tired, a little fatigued. She's feeling unseen. She's feeling a little invisible. So she surfs her phone before getting up and then eventually gets out of bed and then she gets ready for the day. And when she's getting ready for the day, she switches gears and now she's trying to pump herself up for the day, thinking about the things that she's going to accomplish and the good she's going to do. And this is the day. I'm going to make progress today. I'm going to get that blog post out. I'm going to send out that email. I'm going to keep working on my ebook and my course. And this is going to be the day, where Super Heather comes out. And then she, takes care of the kids, gets them off to school, sits down at her computer, ready to go, and then she gets distracted. So she mindlessly surfs Facebook for a while. An hour goes by. Now she's feeling a little doubtful of herself. So she pumps herself back up and she sits down and writes the most incredible blog post, very heartfelt, going to help lots of people. But then she gets frustrated because she's struggling with the technology and it's so frustrating. Why can't it just be easier? And I have this whole narrative for a day in the life of Heather, going through all of these different feelings and emotions throughout the day, different experiences. But you know what it does is it gets me completely in tune with Heather. And every time that I sit down to write a blog post, to do this video, to go on social media, to go on stage, anything that I do for my business, I market to Heather. I'm not marketing to that entire audience or the entire world, because if I do that, my message becomes generalized and it's not going to stick with anybody. But if I market to Heather and I remember her frustrations and I remember that she pumps herself up, and if I remember every single thing that Heather is thinking and feeling throughout the day, I can use that to really tap into my heart and my intuition and my mind, and I can deliver the message for Heather. Now, you might be thinking, ooh, I don't want to do that because then, I'm going to limit the amount of people I can impact. I want to impact everybody. But here's the thing, 50% of my clients, for our done-for-you website services, to coaching clients, even to YouTube views and blog views and social media contacts, 50% of all of those people are men, even though I'm marketing to Heather, right? And so what happens is you still have a massive audience that you're marketing to, but the people that are attracted, that are drawn in, are people just like your Heather. They have the same frustrations. They build themselves up. They have the same core values, the same personality traits. And so now I am crystal clear on my website as to who I'm marketing to. Because of that, I am only attracting in the right people that are prime for my products and services and my coaching and everything else, like yourself, which is awesome. I'm so grateful to have you here. So be really crystal clear on who it is that you're marketing to, not the audience, but the one person, and put all of your effort and energy into communicating to that person no matter how you're marketing your business. Then take the next step further. Is my message clear? Is my content on my website clear? Because sometimes we think we're being clear, but when it actually comes out on paper, it's this like disorganized, hard to follow, kind of vague, generalized mess. And people are looking for specific details, something that's really going to impact them, whether it's a how-to post or a video or anything that you're doing. People want to watch it and feel like, oh, she's talking to me right now. I feel that woman. She knows exactly what I'm thinking, exactly what I'm feeling. She must have the exact solution to my problem. So the more specific and the more clear that you can be on your core message, your client avatar, your content in general, the better results you're going to get. And you're no longer going to feel like a mouse in a maze, because you'll feel confidence instead that when you put a video out into the world, that people will respond to it. That when you're on social media, it's not a waste of your time, because you're attracting in the perfect target market that's going to resonate with you and your unique message. So that's something that I want you to think about. As sort of a sideline to that, be careful of trying to be like other people. You are perfect just as you are. You were made for a reason. You have a certain set of experiences so that you can become this expert in your industry for a reason. You have to use your voice. You have to be authentic when you're delivering your content in the marketplace, because people can sniff out people that are not being authentic, just like that. You know, for example, as Marie Forleo built her career and she became super mega popular celebrity online, do you know how many websites cropped up that are like a spitting image of Marie Forleo's website? It's crazy how many websites out there that look exactly like Marie Forleo's website, that use her, spunk, her personality. And Marie Forleo's awesome. But you know what? You can't be Marie Forleo. You can only be you. So don't be afraid to use your language, your humor, your personality, and trust that you've been given that for a reason, and that the right people are going to be attracted to that unique personality. But if you try to be Marie Forleo, then it's not going to work, because it's not genuine, and there already is a Marie Forleo in the world. So you have to really rely on just being fully you, and that's going to create this unbreakable connection with the marketplace, and it is going to absolutely boost your conversion rates on your websites, with products that you're offering, with services, anything that you're doing. Now, let's say that, you're doing all of those things perfectly, which would be awesome. I mean, most people don't do those things. So if you're doing them, then you're a step up from the game for sure. But if you still feel like that mouse in the maze, and you're still like completely unsure why you're spinning your wheels, why people aren't responding, the number one thing to do, and you should do this regularly, it's survey your audience. Survey your audience, survey your audience, survey your audience. I couldn't even say it enough. It's amazing to me how many people put a product into the marketplace and spend dozens of hours creating it, and they don't even know if their audience wants it or not. They haven't even asked. So they put it out there, nobody buys because it's not what they want or need, and then the entrepreneur is left thinking, well, what the heck? I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this product. Why didn't people buy it? Well, it's because they didn't want it. Okay, so it's really important to survey your audience. And let me give you an example of this. Last spring, spring of 2014, I surveyed my audience, and this was after I had my entire business plan set up for the full year. I mean, every webinar date that I was going to do, when I was going to send out emails to my email list, what products I was launching, what coaching programs I was going to have, to a T. For the entire calendar year of 2014, I knew what I was going to be doing. But I believe in the value of regularly surveying my audience. I try to do it 2 to 3, sometimes 4 times a year. So I sent a survey out to my audience, and I asked them, what do you need from me? How can I support your growth? And they came back and they gave me this list of responses. I found patterns in their answers. And you know what? It did not point to what my future plans were. It pointed to something entirely new. So I sent an email back out to my audience after surveying them, and I said, look, guys, it seems like what you want is this particular website full of training videos where you can learn on your own, not forced to learn inside of a 4-week or 8-week course, but learn as you have time and as you need to learn about particular topics. So think about it like a video library of training on anything from branding to affiliate marketing, membership sites, websites, blogging, email marketing, social media marketing, anything that you can think of. Is this what you want from me? I got back an overwhelming yes. And I thought, oh, wow, this is a humongous undertaking to literally brain dump everything I know about how to build a successful multi-6-figure business online and turn it into videos and a library that's ever growing. Okay, that's what they want. So I stopped all of my business plans, and the Authentic Leader Academy was born. I launched it in May of 2014, and on the first webinar, which I barely sent a few emails out to my a portion of my email list and said, "Hey, come to this webinar," because it was like a beta test. 74% of the people from that live webinar bought into the academy right then and there. Now, the average conversion rate on a webinar is like 20%, but I got a 74% conversion rate. Why? Because I created something that my audience truly wanted and needed. That's the power of surveying your audience. So if you create something and you have no clue why nobody bought, don't feel afraid to send an email out to your email list and say, "Hey, I just launched this product, as you know, and I didn't exactly get the results that I was hoping for. So I was wondering if any of you would be bold enough to reply to me and let me know what it is about the program that wasn't of interest to you. Was the price too high? Was the topic not what you were needing? Was there something else going on? Can you please reply and let me know so that I can offer you better products and services in the future?" Most people will be too afraid to ever do anything like that. But if you want to be in this for the long haul, it's worth having a little bit of humility and asking for help when you need it from the people that you're marketing to. Also, if you've not yet launched, you've not yet created that product, go to the audience and say, "What do you need the most from me out of these 5 topics? And would you prefer to do a live online course? Would you prefer I send you a video series or something else? Please explain." Ask them better questions, great questions that's going to help you decide what you're going to do next. And I bet you anything you're going to get better results. The last couple things that I want to say is if you're not getting the results that you want, you feel like that mouse in a maze, then I would encourage you to really take a cold, hard look at what you're doing online. Do you have consistency in your marketing? If you're blogging 1 month here, and then you wait 3 months, and then you blog 5 times that month, and then 2 times the next month, and then you don't blog again for 6 months, of course you're not going to get the results. You might think in your mind that you're doing the right things, but you're not. So that's the benefit of having a coaching call with an expert like myself who knows what needs to happen in order to push your business forward. If you would like a coaching call, I'm totally available. We can do a one-time, one-on-one call where we're evaluating what you're currently doing, and I will be able to tell like that why it's not working and what you could be doing instead to get better results. If you're interested in learning about pricing or availability for that, just contact me at amberludwig.com or insightfuldevelopment.com, which is the domain on the screen just below me. And I'd be happy to have a conversation with you so that we can get you on a better track. It's worth the investment so that you know exactly what to do moving forward, and then you won't feel like that mouse on a maze. But I can tell you that you have to have consistency in your marketing efforts. Blog once a week. Send an email out to your email list minimum once a month, ideally weekly or bi-weekly. Make sure you're on social media every day of the week, even if it's to do a couple of posts or to add a couple of comments to your audience's posts. But you have to be consistent. You have to be regular so that people can rely on you. If they can't rely on you, they're going to go to your competitor because they can rely on your competitor who's doing things consistently. Another reason, this is the last thing I'm going to say to wrap things up, but another reason that you might not be getting results that you think that you should have is if you're not keeping up with the times. If you're not modern in your approach, if you're not keeping up with the trends. And this is a biggie. In fact, just this week, I got an email from somebody that does what I do. We do a whole slew of done-for-you services, from building your WordPress website, as Diane, we did your website, to list building, setting up your email marketing, helping you with landing pages and sales pages, to social media, whether we're creating graphics for you or we're actually posting on your behalf, copywriting services, SEO, search engine optimization, video services, you name it, we're probably doing it. And somebody who is actually local here to Denver also reached out, has the same kind of business, and said, "I don't know what's going on. I'm really freaking out because my sales have gone like this over the past year and I don't know what's going on, but something has to change. What do I do?" I said, well, first of all, survey your audience and see what's going on. But secondly, are you keeping up with the times? Because in our particular industry, a couple of years ago, people wanted custom websites, and they would invest in a custom based website that had a look that was unique to them and their personality. But now what we're seeing is there are a lot of premium themes out there that are good enough. So people aren't investing in the website that they need to get results, but instead they're getting a premium theme that they can slap up quickly that looks good enough. And what happened is that changed the course of our business. So what I suggested to this person was, first of all, re-educate your audience on why premium themes are not a good idea, because everybody has a premium theme. How do you expect to stand out on the marketplace? And a premium theme, it's really hard to get a premium theme to really showcase your exact personality and, more importantly, your energy. When somebody comes to your website, they need to feel you, and they need to feel your expertise. They need to trust you. And if that doesn't get accomplished, which it usually doesn't using a premium theme, but if that doesn't get accomplished, they're not going to get the results that they want. Now, Diane, you got a custom theme. It is absolutely 100% you and your personality. So your website design is not the problem. I can tell you that right now. But I had to tell this guy, hey, you're not keeping up with the times. Do you offer premium themes as a service for those that just can't be convinced and that's all they want? Because that's going to help you, dip up in sales again, or re-educate your audience, or survey your audience. And he came back just with this overwhelming response of how helpful it was with these suggestions. But I think the biggest part of his issue was that he just simply wasn't keeping up with the changes in the web design industry. And that's what was hurting his results. He was stuck on years ago thinking. So if this applies, think about how this might apply to you. Maybe in relationship coaching, there are new strategies and tactics that are proven to work, but you're using strategies and tactics from 10 years ago because that's when you got your aha moment or you had your experience. So you're teaching people outdated information, or it may still work, but it's not resonating with today's audience. So kind of keep that in mind too and see if that has any relevance. From here, I would love to continue the conversation. Let me know any suggestions you have, or just post your questions or comments in the comments below. Absolutely don't leave without subscribing to my YouTube channel so you can get more advice like this. You're going to love it. Get notified each time that a new video comes out. It's really going to help push your business forward. In the meantime, I really appreciate your time. So glad that you stuck with me in watching this video, and I can't wait to catch you on the next one. Thanks a lot.